So former RBA player John Stockton, who is regarded as one of the league's greatest passers, greatest facilitators of all time, presses the red button on LeBron James, goes nuclear bomb on LeBron James, bodies LeBron James with the truth, and then passes the body to the funeral home. Passes the body to the cemetery, stating that LeBron James is trying to take the helicopter to the top. He's not trying to climb the mountain to the top. And the mountain that he's speaking of is Mount Rushmore. But in other words, LeBron James is trying to take the elevator or the escalator to the top instead of taking the staircase like his basketball peers. But here's what John Stockton had to say. But this article is per Fadeaway Sports, and the headline reads, John Stockton on LeBron James GOAT case. He says, quote, "You're not climbing the mountain, you're taking a helicopter to the top." It says, John Stockton explained last year why he thinks LeBron James' behavior on teams damages his GOAT case. In an interview clip from the DNP CD podcast that is now going viral, Stockton said he doesn't like LeBron exerting so much control over the team and thinks his jumping from players and team to team devalues the journey and hard work required to win a championship. He says, quote, "I don't know what it's like to sit in that front office and have things dictating to you like a plan. And it appears LeBron is. I don't know for sure that he is, but it appears so. I think it'd be maddened as a teammate to know that you can be expendable for one of his guys that he thinks he needs to play with." He goes on to say the iffiness that it causes upstairs. I don't like it either. I'll bring up Michael Jordan here a little bit. We were a similar ilk with the Jazz. I like when guys just tighten their belts up and say, you know what, let's get to work. We just got to get better, play harder. We got to play smarter. Instead of just, where is the grass greener? I'm going to go there and win a championship. I think it devalues that. You're not climbing the mountain. You're taking the helicopter to the top of it. I'm not a fan of it, but who cares what I think? Well, thanks, John. John Stockton goes John Wick on LeBron James. John Stockton drops a truth bomb on LeBron James. LeBron James is overrated. I'm seeing people come for John Stockton. They're hating on John Stockton because of his response, upset that he's speaking the truth. They're talking about, well, John Stockton is just mad because he didn't win any rings. But do you know how many championships John Stockton would have won had he been able to switch teams and stack the deck like LeBron James? He would have 20 rings. John Stockton is a far better player than LeBron James. I would take John Stockton 12 times, hence the jersey number 12. I would take John Stockton 12 times over LeBron James. And he's 12 times better than LeBron James. And I'm happy that RBA players are starting to call LeBron James out. It's starting to be a domino effect. It's starting to be a trend where more and more people are starting to speak out on LeBron James. LeBron James is trying to manufacture his own legacy. He's trying to write his own story and tell it in a way to where it makes him appear as he's the greatest. But he's not. When John Stockton alludes to LeBron James sitting in the front office and dictating the Laker moves, where did he say anything wrong? What did John Stockton say anything wrong in his statements? I mean, where's the lie? Was LeBron James not given the name LeGM? Even his own best friend, a part of the banana boat, and Dwayne Wade stated LeBron James would trade his own son in Bronny James. Dwayne Wade feels that LeBron James had him traded when Dwayne Wade was playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Credible sources have reported that LeBron James has had teammates traded. LeBron James is using his power to get his son to get into the RBA. LeBron James utilizes power to have coaches fired. He blood sacrificed Kobe Bryant. LeBron James bullies teams into giving him max contracts. LeBron James has quit on the Cleveland Cavaliers in his first stint after advancing to the 2007 RBA Finals. He quits that team and then joined the Miami Heat. Screws up their roster, wins 2 rigged championships. He quits and goes back to the Cleveland Cavaliers and reconstructs their roster, cheats in the 2016 RBA Finals, and then joins the Los Angeles Lakers. He just keep team hopping, cheating to win championships. Saying that LeBron James is the greatest, just pure diabolical. It's crazy. But in the words of Rick Ross, LeBron James thinks that he's Sylvester Stallone, and this is the movie The Expendables, and that his teammates are just expendable. He can trade them anytime they're not playing up to his liking. LeBron James utilizes the media to constantly throw his teammates up under the bus. So John Stockton is right. LeBron James is trying to take a helicopter to the top. And I ain't talking about Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace to the GOAT, Kobe Bryant. But even in death, LeBron James is trying to emulate Kobe Bryant.